Starburns Audio.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the virus edition, and these come from Nikki Spencer on Twitter, aka Between Two Germs.
I like that.
Aka The Space Between Two Germs.
The space between.
Aka Two Personas, No Corona. These are all so
I
good.
like these. She's working hard.
Aka Pre-Vaccine Sklarantine. Shout out whoever came with Sklarantine. That was us.
Yes.
AKA COVID-19 pre-vaccine.
I like it.
Sklarantine. AKA Two Brunettes, No Droplets. AKA Two Sklars, No SARS.
I love it.
You got them all today. Thank you, Nikki Spencer. We are so happy to be here with you today. Hope you had a good weekend. We're coming off the holiday weekend. Put your dogs on a leash. We'll maybe talk about that this week.
Jesus.
Just leash them up, guys. Leash them up, mask them up. We have stories to talk about, and we're going to jump into one right away.
Why
shall
don't
we?
Yes.
Okay.
There once was a zoo in Poland.
Is this a limerick?
This does sound like a limerick or the beginning of a very bad, tasteless joke
Yep.
from the 1980s.
There once was a zoo in Poland. It is a very, very rough story.
And when we say once, we mean right now.
Oh, okay. So there's currently a zoo in Poland.
And this zoo
Who is going to the zoo right now?
I don't know.
Who is like, you know what? I need to go see animals all caged up. Animals
I've been
in quarantine.
caged up. Yeah, animals in zoos are like us for the past 2 months. Yeah. So if you don't like it, you should remember how that feels.
Don't go see. All right.
And this zoo housed a bear named Sabrina who used to work in the circus. Now, I ask you this, Rand.
Yeah.
What do you think is worse for Sabrina? Working in the circus, where she definitely got whipped.
Getting whipped all the time.
Or the zoo, where she's in quarantine, enclosed, and has a bunch of dummies come up and just look at her and get disappointed if she's sleeping or not doing anything exciting.
And she doesn't even get to wear like a cute dress like she would in the circus. Right. I think it's probably the zoo. They both are bad.
This is why animals
she should be in the wild.
This is why animals hide when they're at the zoo. This is why it's very hard to see the animals.
Right.
They don't want you looking at them.
That's right. They're like, I don't need this. Like, animals do not like voyeurism.
They don't. And so the zoo is just that. Now we're going to bump it up a notch with this story. When a drunk guy suddenly climbs into your enclosure, that's another reason to hate the zoo.
Yeah. Who gets drunk and says, all right, let's go to the zoo?
A real alcoholic. That's who. That's who does that.
That's someone they're just saying to themselves, all right, I need to get ready to go to the zoo. What do you have to get ready? I got to drink this bottle of vodka so I can go to the zoo. Look, I understand it's a depressing place, but you don't have to drink a bottle of vodka to get ready to go to the zoo.
This is someone who drinks to forget who he is.
Yeah.
That's how much you have to drink.
This is someone who drinks to get closer to nature.
Right.
Is that a thing?
No.
Okay.
That means you're an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Well, the zoo and the bear can't ever forget him.
Right.
Even if he's trying to forget himself, because he jumped into her enclosure like he was at a party at the Lake of the Ozarks, which I
with
can't
a death wish.
Yeah.
We'll get into this later.
He
but with
jumped
a death wish.
With a death wish, and he starts baiting the bear. Like it's one thing to say, okay, look, let's see how far I can get into this enclosure and see if the bear notices me. Now the drunk idiot is now baiting the bear.
Yeah.
And he thinks
this was the final scene in Anchorman like crazy.
Right. This is the final scene in Anchorman.
What's the craziest thing we could do?
Right.
We could have someone fall into a bear enclosure.
Right. And then she starts to go near him because naturally she feels threatened by someone in her enclosure.
Yeah.
And he's taunting her like a drunk asshole. So then he decides to jump into this moat.
Thinking I'm safe in the moat.
This is it. Like the bear's not going to go in the moat.
Right.
Well, the bear jumps in the moat.
There you go.
Bear jumps in.
It is on. Bear can swim. Maybe learned how to swim in the circus, dummy.
And then he
Did I
starts.
ever tell you about the time that I went to the California County Fair like that? No. It was like in San Diego, and Amy and I went, and we literally sat and watched a pig swim.
No.
They're like this. There was like a long trough, and this pig swam from one end, and little pig swam from one end, and then swam to the other end.
Now that's
and I was like, okay, I feel bad for this pig, but at the same time, maybe the pig's getting some enjoyment out of it. I couldn't tell what was like. We got up, and I didn't know what I had just seen.
And you didn't know if you should feel good about it,
right? And I just didn't know. I like got up. It was one of those rare things where, like, you go see a sporting event, you're like, okay, I saw two teams go at it. Maybe the team I wanted lost or the team I wanted won. I've been on both sides of that. I either feel good or happy about it or feel bad about it. I didn't know how to feel.
Right.
Okay.
I get you.
So this bear can swim.
Jumps in, and this guy, instead of trying to swim away from the bear, grabs the bear and starts wrestling with the bear in the water.
Bad idea.
And then dunks the bear down in the water like you would your little sister who's annoying you, right?
Yeah.
And you
I don't know if you drown your little sister.
No, but I mean that's like I would argue
this
that
is
that
the
probably
moment
happens.
at which you just want the bear to rip his face off.
Well, this is the moment.
Claw his face off.
So this is the moment where you start rooting for the Bears.
Yeah,
the Bears.
The Bears.
It's Ditka crushing this guy right inside there.
You want her to rip his face off,
Take his ass out.
and then get a treat for it.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
the zoo should then give that bear a treat. Any of this ever happens again, here's a fish. Here's a salmon.
So I was trying to think about this, Rand. I was trying to think, is this an isolated incident? Is this classic Poland? No offense.
Yeah.
Or is this just a dummy being dumb and drunk?
Yeah.
Or is this a result of this worldwide success of the Tiger King?
Tiger King effect.
Right. The Tiger King was so the Tiger King it's Tiger King becomes a Rorschach test. It tells you how smart you are.
Yeah.
If you watch the Tiger King
And you're like,
you say
"That
to yourself,
seems fun."
if you say to yourself, Jesus, cautionary tale. Hey, maybe as humans we shouldn't be keeping animals this big.
Yeah.
Like who gave us the right to keep tigers?
Humans shouldn't own tigers. Work out whatever control issues
So if
you
you
have in
watch
therapy.
that thing and you see that and that's your immediate reaction, you're a smart person. Congratulations, you passed the test. You belong in
So
society.
what if I were to put it up to someone who's like, I want to own big cats, okay? And then you just said, okay, here's what's going to cost to own that big cat over time. It's going to cost you $500,000 over the next 10 years to own this cat.
Right.
Okay?
$1 million,
That's what
right.
It's going to cost $50,000 a year to pay for this cat, to house it, to feed
Feed
it.
it.
By the way, I don't think I don't think that's crazy to say $50,000.
No,
It's probably
no.
Okay, so that's like $4,000 a month to own the cat. That's not a lot of money. $500,000 is what it's going to cost. Therapy from now until then, if you went every week for the next 10 years, would cost you maybe $20,000, $50,000,
40.
a tenth of what that was. If I put that up against and say, okay, you can choose what you want, and you'll feel the same on both sides of it. You probably feel better over here, and you can't die in therapy.
Right. So, but what I was saying is the other side of the Rorschach test is what you were basically saying is you watch the Tiger King and you say to yourself,
That looks fun.
how do I get into
How
this?
do I get into
How do
this
I start
game?
getting into this game?
How do I put a cub into a suitcase and roll it through a casino in Las
I
Vegas?
need to get closer to dangerous animals because
That's right.
these guys are doing it. That looks like so much fun. Well, Shaq loves them.
Yeah.
Let's get one. Let's
They
get a
don't seem
tiger.
that hard to take care of. That's what someone who sees it like an idiot.
Do you really have to buy food for them? I mean,
Feed them? Probably not. Let's
Dan
do
Van
it.
Kirk made the greatest comment when we were watching the Tiger King. He's
Yeah.
like, you know how much it costs to feed a tiger in the wild? Nothing.
Right.
Zero.
Right.
They feed themselves in the wild.
That's right.
That's it.
You don't have to go to Walmart and get the return meat and try and get. You don't have to drive. They find the return meat.
So let's go back to our guy who's in the bear enclosure. I'm going to hasten to say, I don't know this guy from Adam. I'm going to guess that this is not even this guy's rock bottom.
Yeah.
Like he's got a nut. Like when he gets sober, and I don't know when that's going to be, and it maybe will be after he dies. But
like that time he jumped. It's going to be that time he jumped into the bear enclosure and dunked the
that
bears.
was the beginning of the downward slide.
Either that or that was just another day for this guy.
Right.
It's like the time he peed in court.
Right.
Inside of court.
Or the time he ran pantsless through the airport.
Yeah. Or the time he jumped off his friend's roof into an above ground pool.
Those are just
Those are stories.
some of the stories. Remember the time you let that rabbit shit in your mouth?
That was his rock bottom.
There's your rock bottom.
There was the
That's
rock
it.
bottom.
The bear thing was just messing around. That
Yeah.
was the beginning of the decline.
Right.
So eventually this dummy, unfortunately, was able to climb up onto the top of like a little island.
Why
where
couldn't the bear climb up
The
to the
bear
island?
was in the water and the bear couldn't get out. So the guy gets on the thing and then the cops,
Arrest him.
yeah, they arrest him as they
Thank God.
should.
I hope they gave him a couple of shots while they were at it.
Well, so let me tell you what he was charged with, because I think this is interesting. Charged with animal cruelty,
Of course.
obviously.
Yeah, you can't dunk a bear.
Disturbing the peace.
Yeah.
And perhaps this one is the one that I think is the most like
Kind of the best needling
twist
of it.
the knife when
Yeah.
you're inside there
Yeah.
for not wearing a mask. In
There
public.
you go.
You got him.
Got to wear a mask.
You got-
and by the
good
way,
for you.
that should carry the heaviest sentence.
Yeah.
You didn't wear a mask in public. Like you could have infected this bear. How dare you?
How dare you give
How
this bear
dare you?
COVID-19?
I feel like
if the bear pulled this guy into the thing, if the bear pulled if a guy was leaning over the edge trying to take a picture and a bear grabbed him and pulled him in and started mauling him,
that bear would be put to sleep.
the bear would be put to sleep.
So you're saying
I'm not
Same
saying
thing
we
should
put
be-
the guy. Maybe
same thing for this guy.
put him to sleep. It's what he wanted. The guy doesn't want to be alive. He's drunk at a zoo in the middle of the day.
That's how he wants to go.
That's a guy that's a suicide attempt. This guy climbing in here is a failed suicide attempt.
This is it. This is it.
You watched it.
And then you could at least say he died doing something he loved.
Yeah.
Getting drunk and forgetting what he was doing.
That's right.
Right?
There you go. That's the first story. Fascinating, stupid. Please don't. I would argue don't go to a zoo, but then I would also say probably don't climb into an enclosure ever at the zoo.
Probably. Just don't do it. All right. People ask us what are some podcasts that we should be listening to. We love our friends at the WellRed Podcast. These guys are so smart, so funny. I can listen to them talk about
Anything.
politics, anything
Anything,
all
everything.
day long. These guys are great. So they left us a little voicemail. They're the WellRed dudes. Their podcast is fantastic. It's on the Sklar Country Network, but check it out. Listen to this voicemail, then go subscribe to it and listen to it. See, we give you other tributaries to go down. And then we'll be back with another story about the inappropriate way to wear a mask on the other side of this break.
What's up, everybody? It is your boy, Corey Ryan Forster from the WellRed Podcast that drops every single Wednesday with co-hosts Trey Crowder and Drew Morgan. Hope everybody out there is getting through the pandemic. Hope you're staying safe. Hope you're staying distant. And if you're essential, thank you. You necessary son of a bitch. We really do appreciate you guys. If you've been listening to some of these, I've been getting real super fat, but I'm here to tell you right now that for the first time maybe in my life this week, I finished a bag of salad before I had to throw it away. So yes, I am your god now. I'm amazing. None of you are as good as me. This week on the podcast, we've got the Metro Jethro himself, John Reap. You probably know John Reap from winning Last Comic Standing, and also as That Thing Got a Hemi. He was that guy. He's hilarious, and we talked about how we're surviving the pandemic, and we talked about, getting fat and being rednecks. So we love you guys, and we hope you're staying safe, and love you. Skew!
Set. Yeah.
And he said, you gotta let the jello set. And he said,
Guys, I want to talk to you about something that's super important, your mental health. We know that right now everyone has a general level of anxiety in their world, and now added on top of that is the world anxiety, the world of anxiety that has been placed on all of our shoulders because of this pandemic, whether it be economic issues, whether it be social issues, whether it be general anxiety stuff that we all feel, and we're building.
All you have
up.
to do is scroll through your phone and you can start to feel that anxiety. And whether you're in a house that is making you more anxious or you're quarantining alone and that loneliness is very difficult, we want to make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. And that's why I love that we have this sponsor, Talkspace. They're amazing. They're an online therapy and they are more committed than ever to expanding access for anyone who is struggling right now. With Talkspace, you get the support of a licensed therapist from the safety of your own home and can reach out from your device whenever something is on your mind. You can send a therapist text, audio, picture, or video messages from your phone or computer 24/7 as thousands of licensed therapists are there to help you out. They'll match you with one that can.
And look, I know my wife's practice has grown in the time of this pandemic, mainly because people are needing that connection and needing that outlet and needing that resource.
I love Talkspace because they have thousands of licensed therapists trained in over 40 specialties, including the ones that are the most important right now: anxiety, depression, relationship issues, the things that keep you up at night. They're going to help you out. Once you're matched, you can begin your therapy the exact same day. This is really good. So in honor of Mental Health Month, Talkspace is online therapy committed to fostering a global community.
They get it.
Here's the bottom line. You deserve support. You deserve not to have to struggle anymore on your own. Your Talkspace therapist can be your dedicated support system, there to make you feel healthier.
That's right.
And more empowered even in these uncertain times. As a listener of our podcast, you get $100 off your first month of Talkspace. To match with your perfect therapist, go to Talkspace.com or download the app. Make sure you use the code Sklar. It gets you $100 off and lets them know that we sent you there. That's Sklar at Talkspace.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I want to mention that we are doing a stand-up show at the Nowhere Comedy Club on June 4th.
Tickets are available right now.
Tickets are available and tickets are selling right now. So 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 Eastern time, 9 Central, 8 Mountain. Please get your tickets. There are 390 tickets. There's some VIP tickets if you want to. We're going to do like a Zoom meetup afterwards.
I think there's only like 40 of those left.
Right. So, grab those if you want to. We'd love to see. We know thousands of people listen to this show. I would love to get all of you who listen to this show or watch this show on video. Come to this. This is going to be a blast. A chance to see us do stand up.
It's like $10 or $15 for tickets. It's not much. One Zoom ticket gets you a Zoom for the whole house.
Yeah, and Dan Van Kirk's going to be doing stand up as well on the show. So it's like a Dumb People Town kind of.
It's really special.
Potpourri.
We have missed doing stand up so much for so many reasons, and one of the reasons is connecting with our fans and friends.
And the way this club has been set up in the Zoom call nature of it is we can hear you laughing. It is so much fun to be able to do our material and then just wait for laughter to like a Zoom roll of a laugh is just, it's fantastic. So again, if you go to eventbrite.com and look up Night of 1,000 Sklars, Nowhere Comedy Club, you'll see it. You can get your tickets. Let's get them now. Let's sell this thing out before next Thursday.
Come on.
And that's that. And then our YouTube page, we're going to start to put up old Dumb People Town episodes, videos of Dumb People Town episodes, full episodes on the Scarborough Country page. You go to YouTube, look up Scarborough Country, subscribe to that, spend some time on that thing. Shall we get into this last story?
Let's do it.
All right. As we kind of mentioned before, the guy got busted for jumping into the zoo, into the enclosure, and got busted for not wearing a mask, which to us was sweet justice, okay?
Yes.
Because the cultural war over to wear a mask or not to wear a mask is the most ridiculous thing ever.
Yeah.
And it's literally perpetrated by our dumbass president. The idea that not wearing a mask makes you more manly in some way.
Tougher, stronger.
Like the virus does. That wearing a mask makes you more conscientious, which makes you a better person, man or woman. So like, it doesn't matter. Like, just do the right thing. Care about other people. It's literally, are you a conscientious person? Do you care about other people? If you don't, and you only care about yourself and you're a narcissist, don't wear a mask, you dummy.
And by the way, there are great masks out there.
Yeah, I'm going to hold up mine right now because I love this so much. This is Buff USA, and you put it on over your, should I put it on?
Yeah, put yours on. I'll put mine on too. This is my friend Colby at Aviator USA makes this one. It's so comfortable. It's so cool.
So this is mine.
I can talk. I can be myself. Yeah. It's not hard. It's very easy to wear a mask.
Yeah, it's simple. All right, that's mine right there, okay? It goes up like this, but it's around my neck, and it's stretchy.
Simple.
It's about $10 or $20. It is washable like an article of clothing, and it covers your neck in the front and back so you don't get sunburned. And it's breathable, and it's so good. BUFF, Buff USA, perfect thing to wear. It's like a Dickie. Remember Dickies?
I do remember.
Do you remember Dickies?
Yes, we used to have them.
Dickies,
like
do you guys know what Dickies are?
Mock turtlenecks.
They're not mock turtlenecks. Mock turtlenecks are half turtlenecks. Dickies were just like this. It was a turtleneck that came down and a little bit of fabric here and a little bit there. So it made you look like you were wearing a turtleneck.
But you weren't as hot.
No. But who, in my opinion, this is what I always wondered, who just wanted the feeling of looking like you're wearing a turtleneck?
Because it was a fat,
full
when it
turtleneck.
Wasn't so hot.
I just don't get it. Like, I can't handle this part of the fabric.
Right.
So I just want this. I remember the old Mitch Hedberg joke that wearing a turtleneck feels like you're being strangled by a really weak person. It's a great joke. But the idea that that's what a Dickie was... We had Dickies, Jay. We wore Dickies
Little
as kids.
Dickies. Little Dickies.
Yeah, so you're like a Jewish rapper.
Yeah.
The thing is,
there was like a small Venn diagram of people, Jay, who just wanted to pull off the turtleneck look, but hated the rest of it. That's it.
And that's who it was. That's who it
Who's
was for.
adamant about just those parts of the turtleneck?
no idea.
It's it. Anyway, Buff USA mask is like a thin Dickie, and that really brought it back for us. I feel like Dickies, not the work clothing. I'm just talking about Dickies, the
fake
the neck
turtleneck.
thing. I felt like they stopped getting made in 1984. Is that wrong to assume
It's
that
possible.
it ended at that
Should
point?
I Google it and see?
Google it. Fine. All right. Like completely stopped production worldwide for some weird reason. Okay. Well, they're back now, super easy. And it's easy. It's an easy way to be conscientious. Put this thing on and you're being conscientious. By the way, that's all wearing a mask is. Like we said, it's being conscientious to, you don't want other people to get a disease. You don't want yourself to get something. It's a gesture of kindness in this time right now. It is literally a very
They're still being
gesture.
made.
Stop
I want
it.
you to know they're
Stop
still
it.
being made.
And like I feel like they're only being sold in Croatia. Am I right? Or am I wrong?
They're being sold on Amazon.
And you can wear them with suspenders.
Stop.
No matter how much they annoy you, wearing masks. We are living in a time right now
Where you have to do it.
yeah,
It's
100,000 people have died in our country. Now, I can't remember another time where 100,000 people, Americans, died.
No.
In any one period of time, let alone a like 2.5, 3 month period. I cannot remember that.
So anyone who's telling you this isn't real, and look, yes, we know a lot of vulnerable people have died, and it's mostly that population in general. But still, you could be the killer,
right?
You could be the reason why they die.
So
even if you're not going to die, do you want to have that on your hands?
No, maybe some people do. It's just like you don't want to be a selfish asshole. You're more of a man or a woman if you do wear one of these.
Right.
How ironic, Jay, that we've come full circle on this. 1980s, if you wore a neck covering akin to a turtleneck, but just covering your neck, you wore a little dickie.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, if you don't wear a mask out in public, you're being a huge dickie.
Huge dickie.
Agreed. Well, let's get to the story. Performance artist, translation, she still borrows money from her mom, tried to take her art to the public this weekend, and like pretty much everything else in her life, she failed.
Okay.
A performance artist wore a bikini, made out of surgical masks near a Trader Joe's in Los Angeles to protest lockdown restrictions.
Was it your Trader Joe's?
No, I wish it was. So she's protesting a place that's open.
That's
You understand what I'm
already
saying?
you're dumb.
I know people are there, but like you're protesting a place that you can go out and shop there and get your food. I got my food at Trader Joe's, so
Not a place that's close.
not a restaurant, not that, but a place where people are shopping. The point is getting lost. Half-naked artist Davida Sal. I feel like her name is backwards.
Sal
It
DeVita.
should be Sal Davida. Her name is Sal Davida, and I cut you hair.
Hey, I cut you hair.
Cut you hair. Davida Sal Davida was not coming.
Is DeVita Sal a pun?
No,
Like, is it like a
like a word jumble?
not a word jumble, but like a what's the
I don't know. I have no idea where you're going with this. Davida Sal was not covering her mouth, but repurposed.
It's like her drag name,
Right.
DeVita Sal.
Yeah, that's right. So was not. You're thinking drag names are puns?
Some of them are.
Some of them are like plays
puns.
on
Yes,
words.
yes.
No, Davida Sal was not covering her mouth, but repurposed one mask as a blindfold, taking a jab at the perceived blindness of those complying with social distancing measures. Yes, people who are being careful and conscientious of other people are blindly following science and facts.
Yes.
And that is somehow sending them into the woods of our demise. Whereas reopening everything in the midst of overwhelming scientific facts somehow is proceeding with your eyes wide open. I'm trying to understand Davida Sal here. I can't even understand your name, Davida Sal, let alone your message. As a performance artist, what place does she want reopened? I don't understand. The Performance Art Shack? Is there a performance art place that she wants open?
A performance art supply store?
How is this lockdown affecting her line of work? If anything, I feel like this is a chance for you to do what you do online. Get your message to the people.
Do something else.
So Sal wrote on Facebook, in a Facebook post, that she subscribes to a theory that coronavirus is a hoax created to erode freedoms by forcing people to wear masks in public and maintain a 6-foot distance from each other. Yeah, that is it. Time to erode them.
By the way,
us.
There it is.
You got it.
We got rid of 100,000 people just so that we could.
So we could take away your freedoms, Sal. Sal is her last name, right? It's not Sally.
It's Davida Sal.
She, in my opinion, should not be living in LA. You should move to the Lake of the Ozarks, like we mentioned in the first story. Go move right now. You can become a lifeguard at a pool bar.
Yeah.
There's plenty of openings. There's lots of people down there just going.
They're in the weeds down there at every pool bar in the Lake of the Ozarks. They need people right now.
Can you imagine, like, she shows up with just a mask bikini, and just people are like, she's funny.
Look at her.
Look at her. She's funny.
What are you, from LA?
Look, the Lake of the Ozarks, because we went down there a bunch when we were kids, all right? It's just wacky T-shirts, saltwater taffy, and
white
disease.
trash.
And disease.
Yeah, well, I said white trash.
White trash. And disease. And that was like in the 80s.
Yeah, before there was a pandemic.
Pre-corona. So like it was syphilis, it was the clap, it was basically anything you could, foot fungus, it's all there. They would love your performance art, Davida.
Yeah, go do that.
Again, she's so funny.
She's just fun.
Lake of the Ozarks should change their slogan to come to the place where you will die.
Yeah.
Or Lake of the Ozarks, your final resting place.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why can't they do that?
Lake of the Ozarks, here's where it all ends.
Yep. I listened to a scientist yesterday, Jay, who had...
Lake of the Ozarks, rest in peace.
Yeah. Just rest. I listened to a scientist yesterday who was a professor at Harvard, has worked for years on AIDS, and he basically said, we don't need a vaccine. We do not need a vaccine to stop this disease. All we need to do is aggressively socially distance, everyone wear masks. This is what he said. Everyone wear masks, aggressively social distance. If there are cases of corona, sequester that person or put that person into a safe place for 14 days, contact trace where they are, have really good testing, and we can knock this disease out in 6 weeks. If we put everything towards that, we could do it in 6 weeks and go back to school and go back to work and reopen the economy. Obviously, things would have to change, but that's how he said without a vaccine. Otherwise, we're waiting for 18 months and it may never come.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah.
There was no vaccine. There still is no vaccine for AIDS.
Right. But we fixed it. Kind of. The reaction to her latest stunt has been overwhelmingly negative.
Of course.
Which is overwhelmingly more positive than any reaction she's gotten.
Yeah, it's just a reaction that she's never gotten before.
I wouldn't do what you're doing so close to where they sell tomatoes. Like, this would be one of the things where you throw a ripe tomato at this guy.
I've always wanted to throw a tomato at someone. I think this would be the time.
People where I live are dying, Karen. See? They don't even know her name. Her name's Davida. Karen, protecting the most vulnerable people in our population is the right thing to do. Wearing a mask is not difficult, wrote Amanda K. Rayotard.
Yeah, she got Karen.
She got Karen.
Yeah.
She got Rayotarded.
Yeah.
She got Rayotarded.
Maybe that's the hardest. Maybe that's the hardest part for this gal.
Yeah, exactly.
She fancies herself a performance artist, right? An artist. That's who she says she is.
She just got called a Karen.
And she just got called a Karen.
Called the most basic bitch ever.
You just got crushed. You just got turned into a meme.
You know what that phone call is right there? That phone call is saying, you got Karen.
You got Karen.
You got Karen.
How you like that?
So people are outraged by her waste of personal protective equipment, which she is rationed in different places. Yeah, it feels like a waste. Much like her choice to go into the field of performance art.
It's a metaphor for her life, guys. She's on it.
Complete and total waste.
I mean, if the whole
hurting people and making people very sad.
let me put this out there because this could possibly be it.
Okay.
What if her entire life is a performance piece?
Yes.
Her entire life, from start to finish,
the whole thing is one piece.
Is a commentary on the dumb.
Yeah.
Maybe. And she's really committing to it for her entire life. If she's that
committed, then we give you all the
God bless. You're the best performance artist.
Best performance artist. If you're showing us how dumb other people are, you're the best. Marine Lind wrote, as a healthcare worker whom is rationed one mask until it falls apart, I'm pissed off you wasted so many for your quote statement.
Ooh,
nice.
Yes.
Good use of the quote to put her down.
You got housed.
Yeah, I fully believe in free speech. I really do. I think I
believe in art.
It's important.
Even if I disagree with the art, I believe in it.
It's important that we're able to express ourselves. Let's be honest. She's not calling for the extermination of the Jews here. She's just calling science a hoax, which is a step towards that.
Right.
And she's doing it in front of a Trader Joe's.
Yes.
The crazy thing is, if she was doing this in front of a Whole Foods, she'd have a clipboard and she'd be forcing you to sign something.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You just got to sign her hoax petition.
Sign her hoax.
That would have been the worst part of all, is that you'd have to watch her dumb art and then have to sign a petition about it.
I wish she did this in an open parking space at a Trader Joe's, because as we know, those are about as limited as like masks right now these days.
It's a valuable commodity.
So if she was in
she'd get run over.
She'd get run over.
Did I ever tell you about this when we watched the old Shirley Temple movies, and this is the last thing was they watched the old Shirley Temple movies. There were like 3 of them, like Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farms, and there were 3 of them. The first one was like dark. I mean, the mom got hit by a car and died. And so like she's now living with the dead.
I gotta sing right now.
Right. So
is that what she was like?
So we showed our kids when they were very little, kind of. And then in the next movie, it started out, and Georgia, my youngest daughter, as it was starting, said, "Does the mom get drived over in this one?" I was like, I sure hope so.
So she gonna get drived over.
You gonna get drived over. There you go, guys. That's a show. That's how we do what we do. We appreciate you for listening to the show, for watching it on our YouTube page. Go punch a water faucet and then wash your hands. Stay connected,
but don't get infected.
And stay protected and keep distanced and wear a mask.
It's
That's
easy.
How you do it. It's very, very easy to do it. We love you guys, and we will see you tomorrow. See how easy this is?
So simple.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da-da.